Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's YouTubes, one on macro outlook and the other one on technical analysis. They're just products that I sort of trade and look at. And my name's Chris Tubby and I'm founder of Trading for Tomorrow. Okay, so as usual, let's take a look at what's been going on. So last week was the first Biden versus Trump debate, and what a disaster for Biden. He was his own worst enemy, and of course now the Democrats are sort of probably declaring DEFCON 1 for the sort of election with just over 4 months to go. Of course, the question is, dare they sort of force him aside or dare they not, and risk sort of what comes next? Now, I keep saying a vote for Biden is possibly a vote for Harris, and the question then is, could she step in now rather than later if, of course, the Democrats were to win the election? And at the moment that probably seems a little bit doubtful as things stand. Now, Trump probably could not believe his luck, and if Biden dare do a second televised debate with Trump, well then that really could be a huge risk. Market wise, Friday we saw PCE come in nice and low, at sort of 0.1% month on month. Of course, that's going to please the Fed as well as consumers. Now, I'm still sticking with my prediction of a 50 basis point cut in September, but that's based on current data and my personal outlook on the US economy. Now, the UK economy is showing signs of improvement, and of course that's just as we come up to this Thursday's vote for general election to see Labour are favourites, but polls are a funny thing. Let's just wait and see what the outcome will be on Friday. And of course it may also get a boost depending on the outcome of the French election, with the first round now going on and the second next week. And what I mean by that is sort of Macron calling a snap election has backfired big time, and it could effectively wipe out in weeks what he accomplished in years, attracting businesses to Paris. The yen hit a 38-year low against the dollar at around 161, but it's down 12% so far this year. Now, inflation in Japan is rising, and of course, you've got to remember a weaker currency is going to help that as well. That's going to, because it means that they're importing inflation, because it's costing more of their local currency to pay for goods that they import. And of course, on top of that, there's sort of energy and other costs that have risen as well. And this may lead to the Bank of Japan hiking rates as early as this month, now being July. The EU reaches its decision this week on tariffs on China's EVs. Now, China's been using Germany to at least sort of try to water down the proposed tariffs, just sort of incentivizing Germany to try and help there. Geopolitically, Israel's assault on Gaza seems to sort of be nearing the end. That will, of course, just mean that they are going to be more focused on specific towns and cities, I would guess, going, just to keep things moving to try and find as many of the Hamas fighters as possible. Now, of course, if they sort of withdraw from around by Rafah, then that's going to sort of release a lot of troops, and they're likely to move them towards the border with Lebanon to confront the Iran-backed Hezbollah army. Now, both sides are stating that they do not want a full-blown war. However, can it really be avoided? There's so much tension in the Middle East. And of course, will Israel pulling back prevent further attacks in the Red Sea? This week, PMI, it's PMI week, I called it, because there's so many countries releasing that data. And then, of course, in the US, we've got Powell speaking on Tuesday. We've got all the jobs data, including NFP this week. And also Wednesday, we've got the FOMC minutes as well. Now, sort of higher unemployment will sort of strengthen the case to cut rates before the economy becomes too damaged. You know, it's very difficult. It's always lagging factors in there, so it's difficult to know exactly how much damage has already been done with all these rate hikes, and of course a delay to cutting as well. You know, even slow to put rates up. There's a danger that they're too slow in putting rates down as well. You know, I sort of mention every week that I just don't think the US economy is as strong as the data sort of showing at the moment. And of course, the EU will release inflation data. CPI is coming out. In the UK, we've got that election on Thursday. You know, what will a new Labour government mean for the country? Also watch if you're trading anything to do with the Aussie dollar, because there's the RBA minutes coming out. And, you know, I'm sure there's a good chance that they did actually consider hiking rates. Just remember, I'm saying hiking rates, not cutting, hiking. Because they've still got inflation running too high there. Okay, there's another couple of slides, and then I'm going to be moving on to my technical analysis on some of the products I trade.
Now, I just want to sort of just talk a little bit here about my services that I offer. So there's a daily newsletter that includes global news, headlines, my views, full articles. That is a subscription service. There's one-day workshops. You know, this will help you to discover if trading could be your next career or even just a second income. Otherwise, you know, maybe you're already trading, but you know, there's a few gaps that you'd like to fill in, and I can help you with that, because that will accelerate your trading and your performance. And then there's a 1 week intensive course. You know, that's going to make you feel competent and confident after just 1 week. It's going to give you those foundations that you need to build your trading career on. And, you know, if you've got that in a trader, we'll find it. And now that does also include a free trading challenge. Then I do a Flexi Masterclass, which includes 6 weeks of guided learning. They can be split up. You know, you don't have to take them all at once. And this is designed to provide you with all the knowledge and trading tools that you're going to need to navigate any market, and also on any asset class. You know, I trade them all. And as I say, you know, you can spread those weeks out over months if you need to. It's no problem for me. And again, that does include a free trading challenge. Now, trader mentoring, I'm doing more and more of this. And, you know, this is to help you reach that next level time and again. And, you know, I'm doing much more in the way of one-on-one sessions right across everything that I'm doing now, rather than sort of looking for big groups. I do provide a lot of trader educational content to individuals, exchanges and brokers. And as you know, as I mentioned earlier about the trading challenges, you know, if you're looking for a funded trading account, then, you know, you can contact me for details just about the ones that I use. Or, you know, you can sort of take one of the courses where I'll give it to you for free at the end of it. Okay, so then moving on to our disclaimer, just to make you aware that trading does involve the potential risk of loss of capital and is not suitable for everyone, although hopefully it is for you. And many companies provide leverage, so just be aware that you can lose substantially more than that initial investment. Everything I include in here is just purely for educational purposes. I'm not trying to encourage you to trade or invest. That must be your decision. And of course, you know, before you make that decision, you've got to consider the risks involved, definitely your financial situation, your level of experience, and your risk appetite. And of course, it's important that you only risk capital that you're prepared, but also that you can afford to lose. And if you've got any doubts whatsoever, seek independent financial advice and do that before you risk your capital. So many people come and find me after they lost money, which is sad. You know, they should come to me before. And yeah, so listen, that's it for part one. I hope to see you in part two, where I'm going to do some technical analysis.